Okay, here's a big secret. How did they get that way? Let me tell you how they got that way. They got that way because somebody took, in the case of Victoria, for example, they took a piece of stone, a big piece of stone, and they took a hammer and a chisel. And they beat that stone and beat it and beat it. I mean, they beat it with all their might. They beat it and they, as if they were possessed. They beat it, and every time they hit it, sparks flew and rock flew everywhere, and as if they were trying to kill something. And the longer they put pressure on that stone, pressure and beat it, the stone begins to fall away from it. And then this image begins to appear. And they keep beating it and pressure and struggles and challenge and beat it, and things flew away from it, and this image begins to appear. And after years, months of beating, this beautiful woman sitting in a chair was left. And then they took the woman after she had been pressured and beaten and afflicted, and they put her in the center of the city for everyone to come and take photographs with her. They come by the millions in my country, on the ships and on the planes. 4 million tourists a year come to my little island 7 miles wide to stand by this woman who was beaten, because they want to take a picture with her. They want to be seen with her. They think she is beautiful, but they don't know the price. That's the Hebrew word for character. Statue. Doesn't move. Stable. 110 degrees in the summer. She just smiles. Torrent rains in April, coming down like wood. Rain. She just sits in the rain. Doesn't move. Birds come and drop all over her. She just smiles. 2 years ago, a man who was not too mentally sound threw red paint all over her. And she didn't move. She sat there. They cleaned her off, and she never moved. It's character. Paul says, trials and tests and pressure, we know that they produce character. I'm really not impressed by what you're doing. I'm more impressed by what you went through. I don't really trust what you're doing. Because anybody could do that with a little bit of money. I don't know what you went through to get to this point. Because that's my protection in trusting you. Character. God doesn't trust anybody until he tests them. Read your Bible. And that's how character is developed. Through tests, trials. Tests don't come to destroy you, they come to take away all the dross, James says. He says, when tests and trials come, welcome them as friends, for they have come to purify you. James chapter 1. Welcome them as friends. 1 Peter says, when you have tribulations, embrace them, for they have come to make your faith like pure gold, to take away all the garbage that's hiding the beauty of who you really should be. God don't purify you by blessing you. We keep asking for blessing. God says, not what you need right now. You need some character. So he makes your assistant pastor turn against you. He's testing you. It ain't your assistant pastor's the problem. He's watching what you're going to do now. See? How are you going to react to this? Are you going to be just like the statue? It's okay, man. Just smile. We're going to be okay. Ministry going to be fine. It's all right. This is God's work. It's character. Test. You know why God doesn't begin your church with 1,000 people? Because you ain't got no character yet. So he makes you work with 20 people for 2 years. Why? He ain't testing the people, he's testing you. Is your call only related to crowds or to a conviction? Character. This leadership is it's amazing. Don't trust anyone without a history. I'll say it again. Never trust a man without a history. When you meet somebody, if they say, trust me, don't trust them. Because trust is not demanded. It is earned. And so a person earned their trust by the scars on their back, not the medals on their chest. Anyone could buy a medal today, put it on the chest. Cheap pawn shops, you could buy medals. But boy, I tell you, real leaders wear their medals on their back, not their chest, because they go through struggles. Here's something we want to think about. Character is the source of trust. Say that with me. See, when people have watched you being tested over a long time, then they can trust you. You have to earn it. My wife bought me a Rolex some years ago for my birthday present. And a Rolex is an amazing watch. When I opened the box, there was a little booklet in it. The book was as big as a Bible almost. I said, wait a minute, all I want to do is tell the time. They say, no, this is not a timepiece. You could buy a timepiece anywhere. This is not a timepiece. This is history. And I began to read that book. Man, they went back to 1618, 1872. I'm like, what is this? They went back to history. They said, look, this watch is not just a recent idea. Yeah. So you don't pay 20 pounds for this watch. Because you're not buying time when you buy a Rolex. You are buying trust. Guess what? It's guaranteed for life. Never got to buy another watch forever. Can you imagine that? In other words, they are so sure that this watch has gone through the testing of time. Matter of fact, one of the photographs in the book is an elephant standing on the watch. Another photograph is the watch at the North Pole in the ice. In other words, they took it through all these tests. And they keep adjusting it to make sure that the time worked no matter what conditions it was under. Are you with me? So the watch has character now. You don't pay for a Rolex to tell time. You buy character. That's how you make it through tough times. The tough times are good for you. Say it. The tough times are good for me. Say it again. See, once you get that settled, you'll be happy in life forever. I never have a bad day because all my days are good. No matter what's happening in the day. That verse we read just now is an important verse. He says, we rejoice, we leap around in difficulty because we know something. What do we know? That this pressure is going to produce character. I'm going to be fixed when this is over. It's going to take away all the rock that is hiding my true image. It comes to strip me of what's blocking my purity. Sometimes the people in your life, people come to you, work with you for a while, and suddenly they become like enemies. You try to figure out what happened here. Well, God sent them into your life to chip you away. You called them an irritation. You were right. They are the sandpaper. They've come to purify some things out of your life. See? I like what the Bible says, but people, it says, there's a time to embrace, there's a time to let people go. And when it's time to let people go, if you keep embracing them, they become an irritation. Don't ever hold on to what God already let go of. It's a time to gather, and it's time for people to scatter. So I'm learning more and more to hold people very loosely in my life, very loosely. Loose. In case it's time for them to go. Because if you become too attached, cause a problem for you. Character is a source of trust. Number 2, trust is the currency in the economic environment for leadership. The economy of leadership is really run on the currency of trust. You cannot lead people who don't trust you. And the only way to trust you is for you to develop character, which comes through what? Test. Here's my definition of trust. And it's a pretty practical and simple one. Trust is the product of successful testing over a long period of time. Trust is a product of test over time. When you've been tested over a long period of time, then people can trust you. So that Rolex watch has been tested over a long period of time, so we trust it. So we spend, £4,000 for one. Why? We're not buying time. That's why when I go to speak to a corporate company and they give me, £5,000 for an hour and a half, they're not buying a person. They're not even buying a lecture. They're buying trust over time. Colin Powell spoke the other day, and his speaking engagement was for 60 minutes, $215,000 for 60 minutes. I can't wait to get there. What are you paying for? Study his history. Why is Jesus so valuable to us? Study his history. Look what he went through for you. I wonder why you give him your life. He's so valuable, you pay for him with your life. Trust. Every time the Lord told man to trust him, God always gave the man a long list of credits. Let me say it again, because that's a very important thing. Every time God commanded the people to trust him, he gave them a list of credits. He says, trust in me. Why? For it was I who brought you through the Red Sea. It is I who destroyed Pharaoh. It is I who brought the plagues. In other words, he gave you proof. I went through something, so trust me. When you stand before your people as a pastor, or maybe in a department that you work in, at your work, what do you tell them as credit? Say, bring me your offerings. Why should I bring you my offering? Give me a list. Well, listen, I've been around for 20 years. Same wife. Same vision. My kids are still here in order. Bring your offerings to me. Okay, I can trust you. We lost 2 buildings, but I'm still standing. We had church in a park under the tree for 3 years. I'm still standing. Man, I give you £1,000 every time you talk. Why? You got a credit list. I can trust you. You got character. You didn't change through all the storms. That's leadership. It's leadership. I remember when Pastor Agu called me one day. He said, Pastor Myles, man, and I've been watching him. He said, Pastor Myles, boy, I got a chance. I said, what? He said, we got to move out of the building. And we don't have no building to go into. He thought he was going to panic. I said, you'll be okay. I said, man, look around, believe God. I told him, look, this ain't your ministry. It's God's ministry. Remember that? I said, it's God's work. Put the pressure on God. Go to sleep. Tell the people you're meeting next week. Find somewhere and meet. That was character tests. God could give you a building every day. It ain't the building that he's after, it's the character he's after. So he takes the building away. And he watches to see what's left. You know what Jesus told Peter? He said, Peter, Satan's going to sift you like wheat. But I'm praying only for one thing. What was that? That your faith, your belief in what I told you stands strong. When everything is gone, do you still believe in the vision? It's character. He was building character. Christ backed off and let the devil strip him. God said to Satan, go ahead, attack Job. Went after character, see? And when Job came through that thing, God says, I like this guy. God gave him 7 times more than what he had because he could trust him with it. His leadership is tested in the furnace of affliction to produce a fixed statue. You're the same. You're the same. You're the same. No matter how famous you think I get, I'm the same. I'm the same guy you meet all the time. I'm worth more than I did last year financially. I'm the same guy. I see some guys go on television, all of a sudden they don't speak to nobody. So what's their problem? All of a sudden they got 10 bodyguards, 3 people carrying their bags, and I'm like, what's your problem? And then when they change their titles, that's worse. You know, it's like, what's your problem? These people have no character. I'm not calling anybody's names, okay? I just see this stuff and I'm amazed at it. I'm like, what happened to you? I knew you. I used to know you. How'd you get like this? They are not predictable. You don't know what they're going to be next year. Anyone understand what I'm talking about? See, leadership is fixed. I was telling them at the table, I says, you know, some of the guys I see in your country, these guys, I said, look, I got an OBE from the Queen. I don't put that behind my name. I could. It opens doors for me in Buckingham Palace. But what's an OBE? I got things to do for the kingdom of God. How does it change you when you are in the sunshine? And the lights are on. Are you still the same person? See, that's the key. Are you fixed? People wonder why favor keeps coming to me. I don't look for it, it just comes to me. Opportunities, big doors open. Why? One guy told me one time, he says, you know why we want you? Because we were watching you for 10 years. People watching to see if you are stable. I got a call from a publisher last week, one of the biggest publishers in the world. He said, we'd like to publish one of your books. This is one of them big ones, okay? This is where they pay you $500,000 just to sign. I said, why you want me? He said, we've been watching you. Your books are consistent. Your message is consistent. Your life, he says, is consistent. Your marriage is good. They watch everything. Why? They don't want to publish an author who next year will make them ashamed. Trust. My encouragement to you is stay in the battle. Endure and enjoy the storm. Why? Because we know. Say it. Because we know that this trial will produce perseverance, which will produce what? Character, which will bring hope to people. Whenever you lose hope, just look at me, call me. Everything you're going through next year, I've been through 10 years ago. If you call me, I'd say, it's okay, you'll be okay, man. I went through that. Yes, sir. Mm-hmm. Yes, sir, they abandoned me, lost all the money, lost this. Yes, sir, the devil wiped me clean, but look at me now, baby. You're going to come through this. Stability brings hope to people. Don't ever be impressed by fame. Be impressed by faithfulness. Trust is not a gift. It's a result. Let me last point I want to make, I'll be able to discuss this a little bit, is integrity. Boy, the word integrity is an interesting word. It means to be one. You know the word integrate? That's what it means. It means to be one. Integrity is from the word integrate, to be one. To be one. Integrity means to be one with yourself. When I was studying the word holiness some years ago, I was amazed that the word holiness is misunderstood. I didn't realize I was that stupid myself. Because I thought holiness meant, long robes and no earrings and no lipstick and, ugly face and, looking pious or something. And I realized the word holiness was not that at all. The word holiness is defined in the Hebrew in context. It means pure. But the word pure is deeper than that. It's from the word pure motive. What that means is to be holy means that you never have an ulterior motive. Whatever you say is exactly what you mean. That's holiness. Whatever you do is exactly what you intended to do. That's holiness. So holiness means that you are integrated. Here's a way to say it. Holiness is what you say, what you do, and what you are the same. And that's tough. Think about it. It means to be one with yourself. What you say, what you do, and what you are the same. So to be holy means whatever you do is exactly what you said, because that is what you are. So a holy man or holy woman can never do something other than what they are. Nor can they do something that they didn't say. Nor can they say something they didn't mean. Nor can they mean something they didn't do. Nor can they do what they didn't say. Nor can they say what they didn't want. And they cannot want what they didn't be. Confused yet? See, holy means that the person is one with themselves. They are integrated. That's why the number one word to describe God is the word holy. God is completely integrated. Whatever he says, he will do. If he said it, he will do it. If he promised it, he'll bring it to pass. And by the way, God doesn't do things apart from himself. Let me explain. God doesn't give love. It's to be holy, you can't just do something. You do what you are. God doesn't do good things. God is good. See, when you're holy, you can't pretend. We need leaders like that, man. They are the same person in the pulpit as they are in the bedroom.